Many people don't actually know that moving between provinces is almost the same thing like moving into the country. So, like, you remember how we felt when you first got to Canada, right? It's almost the same feeling when you're moving to a new province. And as somebody who has just recently experienced this, let me give you some tips and tricks for you to avoid the mistakes that I made while I was moving into province. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Hardey. This is Life with Hardey. Welcome. I'm a Canadian Nigerian content creator. I give you the tea that I can give you that will be useful for you as we go on with life. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos. They're very, very helpful. Thank you. If you find them helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And let's get right into today's video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the eating fees that comes from it. So yeah, obviously speaking, you've done the basic things before you decide to move. I'm sure you've looked into rent, you got a place and everything. Now let's actually start the process. First of all, in my situation, let us not forget that the culture from one province is definitely different from another. So when I was dealing with my own stuff and I was looking for an apartment and they were telling me, oh, you gotta pay upfront and last month. I'm like, Ibolatin Shire, where do they do that? Why am I paying first month and last month rent? And these were the things that were not in the budget. So out of the blue, I have to pay how many $1,000 to get a place to stay. When you're also thinking about other things that you would need money for, you want to think about setting up your new apartment, like the chair, your furnitures, the basic things that you need, because some of these things will not make it to the end of the move, right? And when you move to this your new place, you have to get some things. So these are the things that you have to budget for. You have to budget for it. I'm so sorry. Another thing that you need to plan is like you have to budget for like your car insurance, your car plate number, because when you move your whole identity away from a province, unlike a country that is actually federally regulated, that everything you do in one country is applicable, everything you do in one state is applicable to another state. It's not like that yet. So whatever you have rigid, tied off in one province, you have to break yourself off it and then move into the new province and come and start the process again. So your car insurance, best bet that you got to transfer and do everything. And these are the money that I didn't even take. Because me, I'm like, bro, can we just like, it's not just from one place to another. Everything should still be the same. My dear, they're not the same thing. Two little things, garbage bags, the tiny things that you don't think we had up and sum up to something. By the time you are checking how much you have spent in Dollarama for cleaning supplies alone, you are shocked. You choke. Now we've not spoken about U-Haul bills, everything. So these are the things you have to put in mind when it comes to eating cost that is tied with your moving. So I hope that was very helpful. Now let's go to the next part of it. Actually, before we go to the next part, let's say we want to give a round figure to it. So we're talking about logistic, insurance, U-Haul, extra money that you used to buy Dollarama cleaning stuff and everything. You're already spending up to $1,000, $1,500 just to move yourself. This is not, but I've not even got to any paperwork yet. Just to move yourself from one place to another. My sister. Another thing that I've noticed that whatever it is that you have budget for yourself, I'm someone that's very strict on budget. If you know you know like if I've not written it down, it's not there. So for someone like me, if you're someone like me, it's very, very helpful for you that whatever you have written, like I'm strict, I'm going to be moving with $1,000, add another $500 on top, because Canada will humble you. So the second part of this movie now is what we're going to call the government stress and paperwork. So this is where we have officially moved. Now we have to start updating stuff. So we are talking about our driver's license. We're talking about our health card. We're talking about our car insurance, because you have to move it and find another planner. We're talking about our bank, CRA account for taxes. These are all the things that you have to change before you are settled in. For the driver's license, if you move to Ontario, one thing for sure that I know is that Once you're able to book an appointment to change your driver license, it's actually almost in the spot. They will confiscate your old driver's license. So they'll confiscate. So, for example, I am from Quebec, so they'll confiscate your Quebec license and they'll send you your new license in the mail. They give you something you're using temporarily. For your health card, it takes time for you to actually get your new province health card. I think it depends. For Ontario, it takes time. So the advice here is that don't cancel your current province health card until you have the other one, just in case, God forbid, something happens in between, you still have backup until you get your new one. But apply for a new one. It's just that hold your this new one onto your old one until your new one comes in. Your CRA account, you have to update your addresses for tax. For tax purpose, you have to update everything. Your bank account, you have to update it. And these things need to be done like as soon as possible. Just because they will still keep sending you mail, you'll still be receiving letters, all this thing will be going to your whole address, and they might just be lost in the process of that. So you don't want that. As soon as possible, as soon as you've verified that you have the address and it's sealed, start updating everything that needs to be updated. Another good thing that can help you in this situation is a checklist. So basically just write everything out that you need to update: CRA, bank account, insurance, health card, driver's license. If you have a car, you have to change your car registration too. So if your car is in the province of whatever, you have to bring it to the province of what that it is now. God will help you to achieve that. And to the last part of these tips that you will need into moving to a new province. With every stage in life comes different change, and we have to adapt to change. Okay, and this is what the next part is about: just adjusting to the new culture of the city that you are. I went from a fully French province into a more bilingual province, into a province that when you speak English, you don't feel guilty for speaking English. If you speak English in Quebec, you feel guilty for speaking English. You're just like, oh. So now you're just like, je suis vraiment désolé, est-ce que je peux avoir? So like the switch is very fast. But there's a lot of things that you just have to adapt to it. Ever since I moved into Ontario, I know how many tickets that I've gotten. This is just from speed cameras. So in Montreal, for example, police will stop you and be like, you're over speeding. Like, you see police everywhere. But Ontario, it's camera checks that you see. So it's like, it's not supposed to be funny because I've given the government a lot of money. But like, what I'm saying is that you need to just adjust. Like me, for example, in Montreal, once I see police car and whatever, I slow down. Like, you're trying to be more reasonable. But yeah, there's barely any police to look at you, but you will find your ticket in your mailbox. That's it. So things like that, you have to adjust to it. The way you drive and stuff. For example, Quebec will tax you. In Quebec, if you work in Quebec, you get taxed federally and you still get taxed provincially. In other provinces, you don't get taxed provincially. Okay, so you get taxed only by the federal government. And you might think this is good, but let's compare the standard of living. In Quebec, I dare say that things are more cheaper, things are more straightforward, maybe not straightforward, but things are cheaper, and things are way cheaper than what I've noticed, especially in this Ontario. Things are very, very expensive. So these are the things that you just need to adapt to and be like, okay, this is a big change, but like, why you're moving, why you have to start over a new life in a new province. So you have to just be like, okay, I should be ready for it. I know what I'm doing and everything. So yeah. The cameras on the street are still testing my patience. They are still testing my patience because this ticket needs to stop. Remember that as soon as you verify and you got your address, you need to update everything that needs to be updated. Create a checklist and update it, especially for the letters, because they would be lost. They would definitely be lost. And you don't want, if it's a bank statement that is lost in transit, that's okay. But you don't want like an important letter. Say you're expecting a letter from immigration or you're expecting something very tangible, and because you're failed to update your address now, you're going to lose the letter. Don't let that happen to you. Make sure you create a checklist. For tax purpose, make sure you update your account. make sure you update your CRA account, because when it's time to fight tax now, you are claiming that you are Ontario and they're like, excuse me, no, we see Quebec in your this thing. Now only you go explain that one. I don't feel help you explain them. Make sure you update it. Do not underestimate how much you're going to be spending when it comes to fees. At least the first month and two where you are setting up, spending the money. Spending the money. When you are now done and you're like, okay, the house is looking a little bit better, then hey, you relax, you pump the brakes. And another thing is that updating your driver license, your health card. I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard like if you are driving in like Ontario or something and the police stop you and then they see that you have another province license. I mean, you can lie that you just came visiting and you're not staying in that province. That's okay. But then it's like they kind of flag your license or they flag your plates or something. And then if they stop you again next time and they still see like you're that, like you can get a fine for it. This is what I don't know how true this is, but just whatever you do, make sure you take the time to update all the documents that need to be updated. Your medical card, remember that you have to get, first of all, get a new one before you confiscate the old one. So that is all I have for you today. I hope somebody finds this very helpful. If you have any ideas, more ideas, please comment down below. If you have anything that you have in mind and you feel like, oh, you want me to talk about, please comment down below. We will talk about it on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Till I come here next time, it's your girl Hardey, and this is Life with Ade. Ciao, guys.